Hi everyone, welcome back to Education Friday, Mat versus Reformer mini-series part 2. So we continue from last week that we are continuing the theme of comparing an exercise that may look alike on Reformer and on the mat. However, the focus of the exercise may be different if you're doing on the mat versus on Reformer. Today, we are picking an exercise, quite a challenging exercise, which is an advanced repertoire in STOTT Pilates Reformer. It is called Tendon Stretch. So over here, I have Rachel sitting on a box. She's going to demo an exercise where you can do on the mat if you do not have an access to a Reformer. We are using towel as a replacement of a slider, but if you have a slider at home, you can use that slider instead. So here Rachel is going to demonstrate. She's going to pick herself up and then she's going to slide her pelvis forward like a hip lift, and then she's going to use the strength of your hip flexors. You can bend your knees to come back in. Very good. Rest. She's going to do one more time. Pick herself up, push the towel forward. On the way back, she needs to use your hamstring to pull it back in and sitting back down. So she can rest a little bit here. You see here that she has enough strength for her to be able to support herself with her scapular stability in depression. But here I want to focus on the how you slide forward and back. Here on the mat, the towel or the slider helping you to slide further because it creates less friction. However, on the way back, she requires a lot of strength here in her hip flexors and her hamstring to pull this towel back because she's bending the knee slightly. We go again. Here, towel sliding, assisting to go forward. Here, you need to use the strength of the hip flexors to pull the towel back. So here I have Rachel on Reformer. She's gonna demo a tendon stretch on Reformer. So first, she's gonna carefully stand up. So here you wanna feel as if you're gonna top over forward. You can bend your knees slightly if your hamstrings are tight. And she's gonna exhale. As you press the carriage out, slide your shoulder blades down, bend your elbows slightly. To come up here, the spring is gonna help you lift the hips up, and she's gonna rest for a bit before she repeats again. So this is how I would start my client. Okay, when she has enough rest, you do it again. So here, on the way out, she needs to resist spring resistance. She has to use her hip strength, hip extensor, quad strength to press the carriage out. However, on the way back, the spring resistance is going to assist you to come back, assist you to lift the hips up. As opposed to on the mat, it requires more effort to pull the towel back and lift the hips up. So here you can see, you can rest now. So here you can see that the exercise may look the same, you can do at home. However, the focus is very different, okay? Depends. I personally like to do both on the mat and on the Reformer so that they both complement each other. You get the benefits on both of the apparatus. One, you gain strength when you pull back on the mat. Two, you gain strength on the way out as you press against resistance to go out. And over here, it will help you to learn how to pike. The resistance of the spring helping you to learn how to pike and pull your hips back up for further progression in the future. Thank you again for joining us today, and see you next week for another part of Mat and Reformers.